Hello, we're going to do some dividing with polynomials today, but before we begin that, we need to do a little bit of recall, how to divide by a monomial and how to divide by a binomial. Okay, so recall dividing by a monomial. Remember, monomial means one term. So if we divide 6x squared, subtract 15x cubed plus 3x squared by 3x squared, we can think of this, if you wish, as three separate fractions, like this, and then divide out those three separate fractions. Okay, so here we would have 2x squared, here we would have subtract 5x, and here plus 1. Okay, now you can do this also, go directly from here to this step if you wish, but you're thinking about this 3x squared dividing into each of these terms above. Okay, and they each of the terms of the numerator. All right, so second example, 21a to the 5th b cubed, subtract 14 a cubed b squared, plus 63 a squared b. So down here I have 7ab. I know that this is going to go into each of them, so this time I'm not going to split it off into three fractions, but you could do that if you wanted to. Okay, so that 7ab needs to go into 21a to the 5th b cubed, so this is what we'll have left when we divide that. 7ab needs to go into negative 14, so 2a cubed, so a squared, b squared, so we'll have b here. And the last term, 7 needs to go into 63, 9, a, and the b divided by b is 1. Okay, so there we have that answer. All right, now dividing by a binomial this time. Now, binomial, remember, means two terms. Okay, so in this case, we're dividing by a binomial, but we're able to factor the numerator. Okay, so this numerator factors into, it's a regular trinomial, so we're going to end up with this factoring job, a w, two numbers that add to negative 7 multiplied at positive 10 is negative 2 and negative 5, and copy down our w minus 5 down here. Now if we put this in brackets, it looks exactly like this guy up here. Okay, so when we divide, just like when we divided up here with monomials, each of this divides into each of these. Well, this total part here, this numerator, is all one big term because it's multiplication in between there. So just like here, when we divide it 3x squared into the 6x to the 4, each part here divides in appropriately. So in other words, w minus 5 and w minus 5 cancel each other, or that division equals 1, and we're actually left with w minus 2. Again, this is things you've seen before, factoring and then simplifying. Okay, we're going to do the same thing over here. This one's a little bigger factoring job. I'm just going to rewrite this in this way, because that's what it means. Those two expressions mean the exact same thing. All right, and factor that top. I'm assuming we'll have an h subtract 2 in it. And if that's the case, we'll have 4h and plus 1. Okay, so let's double check. Check this. If I were to multiply this out, I'd have 4h squared minus 8h plus h, which is minus 7h, subtract 2. Yes, so that works out. I'm not going to take the time to show you the longer way. You all know how to do that factoring. Okay, again, this cancels out, and our answer is 4h plus 1. Okay, there's our recall. Next video, we'll be learning something new, long division of polynomials.